That's it. So, welcome to our little show. And
thanks for having me.
I'm going to explain something. Oh, Jesus, AIDS kicking in. I'm going to explain, first of all, why I got this attitude. A lot of people know that I've been to Brazil 10 times at least. And what happened is I had an epiphany in Brazil for some reason that I hate to fly. And I used to get on the plane for 10 hours, not round trip, 10 hours there, 10 hours back to fly and hang out with third world hookers. Now, there has to be some sort of, you have to rationalize it like past, oh, I'm going to get some pussy. There's other places closer.
Yeah. Why do you have to go to Brazil to get that quality of a hooker? I mean, can't you find that here?
It's the mentality.
No.
Is it we talked about it. You said it was a mentality.
It's the mentality of the prostitute. You mean she acts like she likes it? Is that it?
The prostitutes in this country act like women. They act like women that they actually have dignity and rules and things like that.
Oh.
And they make sure.
In Brazil they have.
No. I'm going to explain it. They in Brazil they pretend to love you so much that there's something about giving them money that you're not giving them money. Like, you're not buying pussy. They don't make you feel like you're some piece of shit buying pussy.
Oh.
And you don't, and in turn, you don't make them feel like they're some piece of shit selling pussy. Here, there's a weird war where you disrespect prostitutes. It's like, bitch, you're selling pussy. And they're like, well, you probably got a fucking wife at home, you fucking stinking mother. You're fucking here catching AIDS from me, and fucking, you got a wife and kids, and you're a piece of shit. It's the same combative thing that you have with free bitches.
Yeah, that you get with a wife.
That you get with somebody that you don't pay money for. When you go to Brazil, you see men, rational men, walking around holding whores' hands that you fucked yesterday. Like, you have to walk up to them. You're like, hey, how you doing? And you have to pretend you didn't just buy this bitch yesterday. Hey, how you doing, Inca? And she's like, hello. And he's like, I'm going to take her home, kissing her in the mouth. And you just go, wow. But it's something about them that make you, it's a weird feeling. And what happened and what came over me and what it culminated from is from the past where I used to be Mr. Write a poem for a bitch, Mr. Hey, I want to go out to
oh my
blah,
God.
blah, blah.
You wrote
Mr.
poems.
I used to, you know what I used to do?
Bring roses.
No.
Roses, poetry.
Here's what I used to do.
I'd like to see some of these poems.
Here's what I used to do in high school. And I'm going to tell you, just so you don't think that I'm some, you got to understand, I'm a fat motherfucker. And you got to understand that I had to, I got tired of just fucking fat girls. Even though I do like fat girls. I do like them, innately like fat girls. But the reason I wanted to fuck hot women, and I'm like, I know I've seen fat motherfuckers with hot women. And when I was a kid, I would write, my poems used to be, you ever see, what was that show where they used to show a picture? They would show a picture, and it's like, it'll be a bee, and then they'll write the plus sign, and then a leaf. And it would be the word believe, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was called a rebus. So I would write a bitch a poem. I cherish you, and I would write an eyeball,
cherry,
and then a chair, and then plus ish, and I would go, here's your thing, baby, and I wanted to know if I could take you out on a date, and she would go, get your fat punk ass out of here, and I got, what the fuck? Why can't I get the pussy I want? And eventually, all over these years since high school, it's been like a not an anger, but a frustration, like, what does it take? Does it take 75 push-ups? No. Does it take 1,000 sit-ups? No. Does it take a nice car? No. Does it take a fucking super motorcycle? No. It takes confidence. And it has to be righteous confidence.
Now, do you find that you get these women now in the city because of the confidence and the kind of revelation that you got in Brazil?
Yes, but let me say what the revelation was. The revelation was, why the fuck am I flying 10 hours in this death trap to go see third world pussy? Why? So when you say why, this is one of the big problems that really men and women have. that men have mostly. We have a primal instinct that we feel in our gut. And a lot of times, the fact that the world's so pussy now, that I believe that's just infested with vaginas and how they think, that men cancel out their
the primal.
That thought where, you know, if your wife does something, you know, or this guy's wife does something, and that guy's wife does something, they get a feeling like in your stomach. Your woman ever do something, and in your stomach you go, this fucking bitch. But it's like she does it, and it's something about what she does that isn't wrong. You can't pinpoint what it is. Like if you go, bitch, you out your mind? She'll go, what? All I did was ask for the orange juice, and you know she did something other than that.
Right.
But you can't.
There's the intention.
Okay,
it's the intention of what is going on behind that.
Yes.
It's a manipulative. In our culture,
right.
women are raised to be manipulative.
Raised by
I don't even think they're manipulative.
I understand
purpose.
what you're saying. Like she can't come out and say like I whatever she wants to say. It has to be something with the orange juice. She won't look mean. Whereas the Brazilian women would come out and tell you,
no,
you know, I don't like your hat or whatever.
No, they don't.
No, you're talking about the sleeping on what side of the bed. What side of the bed? That's what you're talking about. It's the subtle, innate, manipulative.
I'll tell a story about that's
there's
what
a
side
subtle,
of the bed.
innate, manipulative, and I don't even think it's on purpose. I think it's just it's natural. It's
malicious.
So organic in a way. The manipulation is so organic.
Let me tell a story about that. Let me tell what happened years ago. My ex-girlfriend, who I'm still friends with now, we was going to bed. You know, I used to hang over her house and stuff. We was go to sleep. And one day, and this is what I'm talking about, having a feeling, or just a feeling like, what the fuck? I hate this bitch, but I don't know why. She said, let's go to bed. We're going to bed, okay? So she goes, before we get to bed, she goes, what side of the bed you want to sleep on? And I go, well, this side. Then she goes, but then I won't be able to see the television. So I'm like, in my gut, I'm like, well, what the bitch? I didn't ask which side of the bed to sleep. Just get on the fucking side of the bed you want to sleep on. Why did you ask me that shit? So in my stomach, I wanted to curse her out. But in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. If I curse her out for this, she'll be like, hello, police. This is the Raven Maniac here.
Right.
So what I learned to do over the last 5 years, and of course, like meeting with Dante, meeting with Kathleen, is I learned a way to just immediately become philosophical about my anger and go, okay, why am I angry? Okay, I'm angry because she did this. And just that little story is basically she did that because women have two things in their head. They have the thing that makes them go, I love you, you're a man, you're bigger than me, you're stronger than me, you fucking,
and make me safe.
I can't even open this pickle jar without you. And then it's the other side of their brain that goes, you faggot ass bitch, what the fuck you give a fuck? Why are you loving this motherfucker so much? So what they want is they want the girl shit at the expense of your manhood. They want your manhood when they want it.
Here's the problem. I think you get a situation where men in general, when they meet women, they send the representative, what I call a representative. That's the public relation guy, the suit, where you have to send the Jerry curl guy with the gold teeth from the mailroom first. You got to send him up front. You can't
do what?
To when you first meet a woman, you have to be the guy that you are, not with in mind that you're trying to lay her or plow. You got to be the guy that you are.
But see, you're moving ahead because this is where we have to come in.
Right.
It's because you got to understand where this is coming. This show is to help all the guys to, first of all, to make sure that if you ever break up with your girl, I don't got to deal with this bitch and your lack of raising her correctly.
And now I got to deal with it.
If you don't raise your bitch correctly,
that's right,
you are potentially putting me in a fucked up situation. If you don't raise her right, it's like having a child and you don't raise them in the house, and then they walk out in the streets and they fucking rob people and they steal and they fucking say, hey baby, hey bitch. It's because the parent didn't raise them right. I got to deal with your horse shit, fellas. This show is basically to help men. In a nutshell, understand, to help you get to be able to introduce another option to how your girl thinks.
Now,
that's what this show is about.
What about, I want to go back to the girlfriend in the bed thing.
Right.
Do you think the reason she did that was it was insecurity? She wanted to know.
It's a codependent. An arrogant. She was arrogant and humble at the same time. She wants me to give her the man shit, like open the door,
like
put my coat on for me. She wants the gentleman part, but she doesn't want the humbleness. She doesn't want the humbleness to say, "Sweetie, here's your decision that I'm giving you as a man. I'm forcing you to make the right decision." It's a forcing. It's an unnatural thing. It's not tapping into my desire, because that's what women don't know how to do, is tap into a man's desire. To see, if she knew how to do that, I would automatically give her the side of the bed she wants. Because I would go, in my mind, "Sweetie, you might not be able to see if I'm on the side, and I'm getting tired, just lay on the side." But my mind wasn't so entrenched in her shit that I was just going, "Hey, I'll lay anywhere." But she had pretense. You understand? And I picked up on the pretense. That's what my stomach picked up on, was the pretense that she had to I'm like, what?
And her question of where you want to sleep is not an honest. It's not an honest question.
Right. And
that's the point.
Primal instinct that we get as men.
It just seems absurd to me. But
of course,
as a woman, though, I don't know. I don't do that. Whatever I think generally comes flying out of my mouth.
Now, who's the proof that you don't do that, Kevin? Because I find that hard to believe.
Okay.
Because you're a girl.
Really?
You're having trouble saying what you feel now. You're going, because she's bumbling over her words because she wants to. Yeah. Exactly. It's her other half.
Dialogue.
Because let me tell you what's going on. If you're listening,
I would not. If I wanted to watch TV, I would say, could I lay where I could see the TV?
Yeah, but here's what happens.
Shut up.
I would. I don't understand why anyone wouldn't.
You don't, and stop. Because I've had conversations with you. You do a lot of this. Like, you ever talk to Kathleen? The one thing that bugs me is she goes, because she's trying to find the right thing to say. You're less emotional than most because you have a few personalities.
Kathleen is like a chick dude, and she's in constant.
I'm not
both
like
sides. Her masculine and feminine aspects is always at odds. It's always at odds.
Because you're finding that way to say what you want to say. Do you understand? You don't have your primal instinct is not honesty. You don't come from honesty. You're not born in honesty.
You're not born.
Women are not born
I would disagree
in honesty.
With you,
you don't need to be. You don't need to have charisma. You don't need to figure it all out. You just need to have. Men have developed a lot of different verbal skills that women haven't because you haven't had to. There's no need for you to have a conversational ability. And when you do have conversational ability, you force it on guys because you know that most women don't. So you kind of just fly over a guy like a big goddamn hawk and make a guy.
I'm sorry.
Listen.
I force conversation on people.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
Hi. I'm sorry, you're wrong. I don't force conversation on people. You do. I mean, coming from you, that's absurd.
But I know what I'm saying is infinitely more interesting.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because I actually
exactly.
Not only do I have something. Here's something you do to a woman that will work 99.9% of the time. If she says, "Here's what I think," all you have to do to combat her is go, "Why?" She never has the thought that actually is the purpose for her thought. She just has a thought, but there's never a reasoning. Guys always have a reasoning behind what we're saying.
You always know that you're going to be questioned. That there's a possibility that if you make a statement, you will be questioned about why you said that or why you feel that way.
You're very defensive. You're like there's constantly a battle.
I need to be
females.
Yes.
And
yes. Who the fuck else is going to do it if I don't? Who? Who's going to tell you to shut the fuck up if I don't?
That's a good good point. I just, the woman.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because you know what, women's comfort zone is
that you're talking about, the woman with the bad thing,
the women.
The woman that you would go out with. Yeah. This is an insecure thing to do. Now, my point, why is this woman in bed with a guy that that is that insecure about? I mean, that woman did not know if you loved her. That was her thing. She was insecure.
Kathleen, talk about the guy, the goofy guy that you said was so sweet that you dumped him because he wanted to have kids. Remember when we were talking about...
That's not me.
Yes, it was you. You said it was a guy, he's a doctor
Kathleen,
or something.
Tap into the personality that should be on the show.
There was a guy that you said wanted kids and you couldn't give him what he wanted. So,
okay,
you know what I'm talking about?
Kids, but yeah,
or whatever, your career.
He was a doctor.
Now wait, what's the point of this story though? What's the point for you to get ready to say this story?
The point is
this was not an emotional thing though.
The point is that you said what you said. You said that you left him alone. You really liked him. You said you really loved him, but you let him go because you loved him and you couldn't give him what he wanted, which is crap. Bottom line is, if you love somebody, you're willing to give... Wait,
let her tell the story, though, Dante. Let her tell the story.
It's a very basic thing. We were together. What he really wanted was, to be married and have a different kind of life than when I was leading. He's like a doctor, gets up at 6. Mm-hmm. I'm running around doing comedy. And ultimately, it's not going to work. This is not a guy out looking to get laid or whatever.
Okay.
This is what he wants. He's at the point of his life where he wants to settle down. He has his career, and it just didn't work out. That's it.
It didn't work out because of what?
There's no bed thing where the TV.
I'm not saying that.
We watch TV in bed a lot. There was never issues with that.
But this is what. Hold on, Kathleen. Hold on a second. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. Now, you think that you had a reason behind that, but let me tell you what the reason was. The reason was insecurity. Now, you left him because this is why. Because you left him because you didn't have, you wanted to have, it's a fear of success. It's that self destruction thing, that self degradation thing where you control. And I've done this a lot of times. I'm a bridge burner. I'm a professional bridge burner. And burning bridges is basically when you feel like you are like a little nervous. Like say Opie says this, hey yo, you want to come do this radio show? And I am scared out of my balls, right? I come here, I do something to try to fuck up this radio show, but on my terms. Not come in here and
give it a shot.
Face
the stress of maybe sucking, but gave it a good try. You were scared of failing in that relationship on his terms, not living up to the doctor. Because you said, why would you have to say he was a doctor? You know why? Because that puts him at a social level that you might. I'm a lowly comic. He's a doctor. Yeah. He wants certain things that I can't give him. So instead of giving it a shot and maybe giving him certain things, you said, fuck it, I'm out of here. Because you was afraid of losing it on his terms because you're a girl.